Yo, welcome back to another episode of Action Figure Junkie. I am your host, Mr. Superhero Swag, aka 16 the Icon. And today we've got Luke Cage and Iron Fist. Luke Cage and Iron Fist. Now, I did this background right here because this is when you get the box is going to have this on the interior. Now, on the back of the box, you're going to get, of course, the artwork for both characters. It's pretty dope. I have already ripped them out of the box, and I'm not really interested in the box. The box has artwork that you can Google, but this is something completely different. Let's see if we can zoom in on that Luke and zoom in on that Cage. Now, this cat right here is the updated version of the Luke Cage character. Now, in 1978 is when these two first did their thing. This is the first time that you ever saw these two team up. Was in 1978. And this is the more modernized version of this cat right here. I'm going to bring him on out, because when we got this as a part of the Mindless Ones, was the Midnight Suns wave, I knew that I was going to do this. I immediately knew that I was going to do this, because this is Power Man and Iron Fist, and this is what I remember. The Heroes for Hire that I remember, of course, they updated Luke Cage, and now he is your classic hip-hop version, more updated, cool black man look with the goatee and the knuckle dusters and the baldy, right? With the yellow T instead of the yellow like disco shirt for, you jive turkey, back in the 70s, okay? And who knows, even Mike Coulter said in on the Netflix show, and I love that part, when he puts this, this was like the crown that they put on his head to do the experiment, and then he breaks out of the prison and he gets to someone's laundry line, clothesline with laundry on it, and he pulls this shirt off, and he looks at himself in the window of a car, and he sees his reflection, and he says, "You look like a damn fool." And I died, bro. I died, because even though I love this figure and I knew I was going to do this, because this is the nostalgia factor. This is the nostalgia factor right here. Right here. That's the nostalgia factor. Power Man and Iron Fist. That, when I saw this 2-pack be revealed, when I saw it was revealed, I knew I was going to do that. I knew it. But yeah, these are two really good figures, man. This is two really good figures. This is also from the Marvel celebrating 85-year summer program. I try to grab all of the program stuff. The Avengers program, when they did that, I was all over it. Only thing I haven't gotten from the Avengers program when they were doing that, Beyond Earth's Mightiest, I think the only thing I haven't grabbed is Super Adaptoid. And for those that are not in the know, Super Adaptoid is He's on the Pulse outlet right now, and he's going for about 30 bucks, something like that. About 30 bucks. So he will be joining us soon as well. But these two figures are really good. As part of the summer program, they did their thing. They did their thing, man. For real. They got down. They got down. Let's do the individual thing. I'm going to do Luke Cage first because he doesn't have as many accessories. Okay. But there's a lot to talk about with this Luke Cage figure. There's a lot to talk about with this Luke Cage figure. First of all, the knuckle dusters for the fisted hands. Absolutely dope. I love it. Definitely adds to your display. And the face sculpt is on point. Let me get in there. Let's get in there. All right. Put that face sculpt. Let's get him right there. Boom. Boom. It's a really good face sculpt. Now, I saw a couple of other reviewers, and they were talking about how if you really zoom in and look at the goatee, I think what happened was they sculpted that they wanted the goatee, and then they painted what they needed to and left the rest of it unpainted. And so to the reviewer eye, when we've got all our lights on it and we're zooming in and everything else, yeah, you might have a little bit of an issue. But all together, all the way around, bro, stop it. This is dope. This is dope. They did not paint the shirt collar or the sleeves. They are actually sculpted. Now, this right here, I will mention, there is a small little divot right there where they missed the paint. But I'll allow it. Because with everything else, with the brushing and the paint job that they have on the shirt with the light and the dark and the yellow, that is man, next level. Same thing with the texturing. The texturing on the jeans. The texturing on the jeans. The light and dark blue jean brush. The cage belt buckle. The veins in his arms, like how the shirt is stressed by this guy's musculature, bro. Just, man, stop it. Stop it. Okay, so he's got, I had to heat him up a little bit because this leg right here, you have to really be careful with your figures, man. You have to be careful. These are investments. These are, you know, they're posable statues is what I like to call them. They're posable statues. You can change them out. Everybody's got their little hobby. And I change these out. I do every Sunday. I get a chance. I change the displays in all my rooms. And yeah, go for that week. Now this guy right here is dope. I'm going to use him with my New Avengers display, and he comes with this head straight out of the box. He's got this head sculpt, and then he only has one of the knuckle dusters. You know, but I put on both fisted hands because I've already been playing around with him a little bit before I did this. And then he's got a grabby hand, okay, and then he's got an open, I'm trying to grab you, or I just want to hold my hand open expressive. Okay. Then he's got, yeah, he's got this where he's about to give you one of them Luke Cage punches with that knuckle duster, right? Or them knuckle dusters. So he only comes with an alternate head, the I'm gonna grab you expressive hand, and maybe a holding hand for him to hold like a baseball bat as if he needed it, you know. But I would use something. I'll see if I can get one of my effects, have him, like, you know, grabbing a steel girder in his hand and crushing it, or, you know, maybe grabbing somebody. I saw somebody do that gun that She-Hulk came with, where she's breaking the gun in half. You might be able to do that with him. But on to articulation, as I said, I had to heat him up. You got to be careful. He's got double jointed, pinless knees. Yes, okay. He's got the upper thigh cut. And then, of course, he's got the rocker on his feet. Right? You got the rocker on his feet. You go down that much, up that much, bend all the way back. Pretty good. Can do the splits. Kick about that far up. Yeah! Got some legalese going on the bottom of the feet. And even the shoes, like, look at that. They even got the grooves on the bottom of my man's shoes, or is that boots? Or, but yeah, this is a bro. This is right on point. Now, what I want to see on this buck though, because this is an all new buck. This is an all new buck. As I said, I've been playing around with this man for a minute and checking him out, seeing what he could do. And the thing about it is that he is bigger than his classic counterpart. He's actually bigger because they did it on, this is a new and improved buck. I doubt that they will go back and do this Luke Cage, because with this Luke Cage, I don't think I reviewed it. I got this Luke Cage when I was in the midst of moving, before I started back doing reviews. But you can see that they have right here, if you move his arm, you can see the brown of the chest piece coming out, and that has been a big thing. I watch a lot of other reviewers, and that has been a big thing that everyone has been talking about. So let's say they want to improve this figure and they want to put it on that buck. That would be dope, so that you could have them be the same size. But if you put them back to back, it's no contest. You put them back to back, he's taller, and you would think that he would be taller because he's got the afro. but it's not so. It's not so at all. So yeah, this Luke Cage figure is absolutely dope. This new buck is absolutely dope. It's very reminiscent as far as a new buck, a larger body for the men. It's very reminiscent of how I felt when we got the Power Princess. When we got Power Princess, we were like, oh man, that's gonna be great for Hulk, for She-Hulk. And then when they dropped She-Hulk, she was on an even bigger female buck. Right? Okay, so this, I want to see Doc Samson. I want to see a Doc Samson figure. I know that what they're going to have to do is use some bigger legs like this, because Doc Samson has boots like this. His pants are more close to, they're more like tights or whatever in the pictures that you will Google if you Google Doc Samson. But he's got those pirate boots, the Cyclops boots, the Captain America boots, the Hawkeye boots, the boots that they were heavy on drawing those kind of boots back in the day in Marvel. And so yeah, Doc Samson has those, but I want to see Doc Samson on a buck like this, because this, I'm talking about, and I mean, they are the kings of reuse. So now, since I know their game plan, I'm saying, okay, well, I see this buck, I see the t-shirt, I see the potential. Give me those, that wisping hair that y'all do on every character with long hair. Make it green, and let me get this buck right here so that I can have Doc Samson, and I can have him like ready. He is ready for battle. He's ready to get down. Boom. Right? I pity the fool. Alright, so we got Luke Cage out the way. He only had the 2 alternate hands and an alternate head, which is a screaming head. This one's more stoic. I'm just chilling, looking badass. Okay, so that's dope. But now let's get to the guy that's got the multitude of articulation as well as accessories. Articulation and accessories, right? This guy, Danny Rand, is the truth. Just comic accurate goodness. Just, whew. Now, I've seen a lot of people say their thing about how the middle isn't the V cut. It is not the V cut. He's got the drop down hips. A lot of people will be happy, because I was happy to find out that even though he may not have your classic V cut, this is still close enough to classic Iron Fist that I was extremely excited. I was extremely excited today, man. My boss at work knows that I'm a collector and a reviewer. And so I'm cool enough with him to tell him how excited I was about this set coming in today. I said, bro, I got my Iron Fist and Luke Cage set coming in today, bro. I'm so geeked, bro. And man, I've never owned an Iron Fist. So this is my very first Iron Fist. And once again, I revamped my collection about 2 years ago. So I started getting the all new tech, moving away from ball joint and hips and whatnot. And for me to start back collecting and revamp my collection, and this is the reward, man. Like the great job that they did. This is piped all the way down, not painted. This is piped all the way down. Okay, this is actually sculpted and then painted. Okay, the chest sticks out more than the original Renew Your Vows. Okay, because I've got Daredevil with the Renew Your Vows. Okay, I got Daredevil because I was gonna do the whole at the end thing, kind of do the members of Netflix, Netflix Defenders that I have. I was gonna do that and tell y'all that when I do my Defenders, I'm gonna get the other Jessica Jones. I'm gonna get the Jessica Jones that I'm gonna get the Jessica Jones, Christian Ritter, because I mean, me being a completionist, me being Mr. Superhero Swag, yes, I will get the comic book Jessica Jones, which is Jewel in that white suit, and okay. But my Jessica Jones, as Dan Who Reviews would say, in my mind's eye, when I think of Jessica Jones, I think of her with the jeans and the leather jacket, and then I have to go grab one of those little custom scarf things to, put a scarf on my action figure to make her look exactly like Kristen Ritter. Yes, that's the Jessica Jones that I'm going to have in my Defenders. But getting back to what I was saying about the chest, okay, so this is a much better chest, as far as I think what they had to do was they had to do the chest a little different. I'm posing him, getting him ready for that off camera, actually. But I think what they had to do to make the chest bigger, wow, he's actually, hold up. Man, let me see, is that true? Let me see something here. I gotta stand him up all the way. Stand you up as straight as I can stand you up, and then stand Danny up again, because is it me? Okay, just a smidge. It looks like Danny's just a smidge taller than Matt, just a smidge taller. Okay, I got off track again. All right, but yeah, the chest is a little different, and I think what happened there was they had to tool it different because of the piping right here. Because this whole chest piece I can see is actually a separate piece. The way the groove is, the way the cut is right here along the chest. The sash is actually keyed into the hip so it doesn't move around. And I've been noticing that whole sash moving around thing with one of my Psylocks, as well as one of my Phoenix, my green Phoenix, the one that came with the Celine Dion face, and I took it off and put the Black Widow longer hair on it, and it looks way better. But now, of course, they have an entirely different green Phoenix that I'm going to get, and so that's going to be a moot point. But this figure is dope. This figure is dope. Let's move Matt out the way. Done with that comparison. He comes with a bunch of hands. It's kind of like the Shang-Chi figure that I'm about to grab, because now that I've got him, it inspires me to want to get Shang-Chi, someone that can halfway or maybe all the way hang with him, as you know, in the kung fu area. But the way they have this collar is absolutely dope, because you know, to be comic book accurate, you have to have all of that involved with the collar, because that is a big part of how the character looks, as well as the dragon on his chest, you know, that right there. And of course you got to have your chopping hands. So he's got two of the chopping hands. He's got two of the, I don't know what you could call that. It's some type of kung fu, you know, channeling your chi hand, I would say. And then of course he's Iron Fist, so of course they're gonna give you two fists, because if he didn't have fists, how could he be Iron Fist? All right, so then of course this is the hand that he uses for the fist. So now I'm fishing around for the fist, and you put the fist on Iron Fist, and then the classic fire effect goes on his fist like so, and then he's giving you the Iron Fist, because of course we're not gonna give you any new effects for something like that, because it's just the 85 years program for the summer. I mean, it's not like we're doing anything special with these 10 figures where we want to give you new accessories. I mean, what do you expect from us? We're doing a thing with Secret Wars at Comic-Con, and we put all our money into that, which is probably what actually happened. And I'm hoping that offering comes through and I can spend some more money and put some more stuff on my shelves. But yeah, so they give you two of these, you know, as if I didn't have a bunch of these. But it's cool to get more, because when I do fire scenes, I just put a bunch of these all over the place, and they look dope, you know, because they do a really good job of doing the translucent fire. They've done so many of them that they're really good at it. So yeah, he's got two of the chopping hands, two of the fisted hands, two of the channeling your chi hands, and then at the very end you can take this head off, which is the more, I'm just standing there looking at your head, and then you can with the pop, and he can give you the yeah. He can give you the, well, I don't know if that's how he sounds, but he can give you the more charging, fighting face with the open mouth. The screaming head is what they call it, right? Okay. And also, let's start with the articulation. The head, he can look down about that much. Of course, you're not going to get him to look up a lot, because he's got the collar for the aesthetic. So you're not going to really get him to look up a lot. Even if you move the articulated tassel that is in the back, and both head sculpts have the articulated tassel. Of course, he has butterfly joints because Hasbro listens and they know that we want these type of characters to have as much articulation as possible. So he has the butterfly joints. So that means he can pull back like so. And you can get him into one of those lunging poses like so. You know, like he's doing one of his little kung fu moves. As I said before, the whole belt does not move. It is keyed in pretty much to one side, and so it does give a little bit for articulation. He does have the Renew Your Vows, and so that gives him the ultimate articulation, which is what we want for these characters. So he's got that double diaphragm joint, and that's like the tip top of your articulation right there, the tip top. So even if he can't look up with his head, you can still move the head back and move the torso back to get those type of poses if you need them. And then he gets the turning of the torso from the upper part of the torso, which is the rocker. Okay, so you get that. And as far as the T-pose, you can definitely get that. He's got the upper bicep swivel. He's got the upper thigh cut. All right. Double jointed pinless elbows, which is so dope that we are starting to get that more and more. He's definitely got the upper thigh cut. He's got double jointed pinless knees. Of course, you got the front face pin for rocker, as Robo says, for the feet. And then, just for those people that would have complained if they did not do it, he even has toe articulation. So that means they are doing this more and more because, okay, so I've got Deadpool that came with Deadpool and Hydra Bob. That was it, Deadpool and Hydra Bob, that set. And Deadpool has he got all the articulation. We're talking about the toe articulation. We're talking about double jointed pinless knees, double jointed pinless elbows, the double diaphragm crunch and rocker. You've got everything that this character has. So does my Daredevil. So does my Spider-Man. So does my Ben Reilly Spider-Man. So does Renew Your Vows Spider-Man. This guy right here, Daredevil, Deadpool, like all the characters that you would want to have ultra articulation, Hasbro is delivering. Okay, Hasbro is definitely delivering. So glad to have this guy right here in my collection. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Having this guy is definitely a triumph. I've never owned this guy. Always liked the character. Always liked the character. I think they, of course, I mean, I'm definitely one of the people that say they could have done much better with what they did on Netflix for this character. I always thought they should have got the fight choreographer from Into the Badlands. That would have been way better if they would have did that. Because a character like Iron Fist looking like he's going by the number 1, 2, and 3, and 4 for his fight scenes. Come on, man. Why did y'all even film that? Why did y'all even film that? That was stupid. But anyway, Luke Cage and Iron Fist are now in the building. So happy to have this set. This is my second haul from the Marvel's celebrating 85 years summer program. Next up on my mail call is Scar, son of Hulk. We're going to grab him. And then I think the next up as far as the 85 years program is going to be that Hulkbuster, Superior Spider-Man. Gotta grab Danny Ketch. I think that I'm going to want to grab Danny Ketch in that bike faster than grabbing Superior Spider-Man, because on the aftermarket, where I've been grabbing a lot of these figures on eBay instead of grabbing them from Hasbro Pulse or Amazon, because the way my instant gratification is set up, sir, I need these figures like now, as opposed to waiting until September, October, and all that. So yeah, probably gonna grab that Daddy Catch before he gets any more expensive. Need that and that bite because that is dope. Grab that Hulk Buster. Odin is coming, which is why I'm building my ranks. You'll see a Lady Thor review. I've got her on the way because I'm building my Asgardian ranks. Still trying to figure out what I'm going to grab after Hela because I don't want to grab that Surtur when I feel like they should just make a deluxe Surtur and put them on one of the bigger bucks and give me a deluxe Atuma. But I'm getting off the subject, man. I'm just so geeked to have this set, man. Luke Cage, Iron Fist, 85 years program, celebrating Marvel 85 years, Marvel Legends, Action Figure Junkie. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.